Hello guys, welcome back to the second part of the C moderl layout video, which is what it's going to be titled for this video. It is pretty much 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so I've got to get this sorted, because obviously I've got to edit this and upload it tomorrow. I tend to upload them like 1 every day, but I use the space on the part, especially when there's other things to go up beforehand. And I got yesterday videos to go up today, as well as some other old games I did last night before I came off the internet for a little bit. So this section here is going to be just here. So that lot, just to push it down like that, and then just lay it, and then just snip it off to get the shape into the layout. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. Well, actually that's what I'm going to do now, because obviously right now it just looks really messy. I use scissors at this point for cutting into the scenery. You can do it any other way. You can do it with solder iron, you can do it with scissors, you can do it with a craft knife if you've got one. But there's many options out there to whatever you need to use it for this sort of thing. Even sometimes just using a solder iron just to break it through or something works quite nicely. Well, I'm going to have to snip off this section here, because obviously we've got to join this lot up shortly. That's because obviously this layout's going to be a 2-line track, so you've got to make it fit in with the 2 tracks that are going side by side of each other, so you've got to do it accurately as much as you can, otherwise you just make a mess of it. It's a bit like laying the road in real life. You're basically trying to get the plans, getting ideas, sort of things going on, and it takes like probably a week or something to take. And this has taken me probably about a month and a half, depending on how to look at this thing. That half is done. I'm going to leave the other half there for the moment, because right now we need to sort of snip it under. Also going to share some love with Dottie, which is one of my fairly new friends compared to Marina. It's her mum's birthday today. Don't know how old she is, I don't know, I've only spoke to her mum once. But again, not too often that happens. What we're doing here, we're just going to push the stones back as much as possible for a second. I will lay it back down and all, but just at this moment I've got to just put this stuff into shape first. And the trouble is, you know, as much as you want to get this all angled right, you've got to think, well, it looks good and everything, but how's it going to load? Well, as again, this is bit it's going to be snipped, so this section around here where the near stones are, which to be fair we can just push them back, like so, and then you've got to do it all the way around, because otherwise, if you don't push them all the way around on from the track, things could happen, and you don't want them to fall onto the track itself. So you want to keep that in mind when you're doing scenery on this layout, or your layout, or even when your mates, even when your friends, you're helping them with. It's time work, but it's fun at the same time. So it's all depending on how you lay it. You lay it correctly, shouldn't be a problem. If you're going laying it incorrectly, which I've done 100 times before, if not more. But yeah, if you lay it incorrectly, things could happen, and it will just go wind you up, and it means that things will go wrong, and it will just and annoy you for the whole day and wonder why things didn't work as far as it's planned. Well, I can able to talk to people again on Messenger, which is good, but I know everyone's been seeing having issues to getting through Facebook and Messenger lately because of, I'm guessing, what Facebook has been doing behind their backs or something. Means I can't talk to people, but since yesterday evening, since yesterday evening I've actually managed to talk to people again normally, so that's pretty good. I've got to be careful when doing this because if I pull the soldering iron onto my foot, I wouldn't imagine how painful that would be. Because the soldering iron's really, really hot. Just as much as the glue gun can do. How far I'm bringing this round? Well, basically it'll be just to where that the level crossing thing is. You know that in real life? Where the level crossing comes over. We're basically going over the section of that. So there we go. This stuff, as I said before, it can be quite simple work but somewhat fun at the same time. And it's a lot of concentration involved with things like this. I mean literally and lots of concentration. You don't concentration, the chances are you probably lose what you're doing and you wound up because you haven't done it perfectly as much as possible, and then things could go wrong. So I don't want to say to someone, oh, you're doing a bad job or something, because that would really burn people up. The effort should be making the effort to try. When you're doing something it's your hobby, it doesn't matter if it's not your hobby or something you're not passionate about. It doesn't really matter that much. But hobbies are the big things for a lot of people. Like I said, doing things like this do burn yourself. I don't recommend burning yourself or anything, but this does happen when you're doing things like this. There's things like glue guns and soldering parts are going to burn you without you knowing about it. Because, let's face it, glue gun does a good job of laying stuff down correctly. It can burn you out you knowing. And it does what surprise you when you get it. It does stick to your fingers at the same time, but do you really want to face the burns and the frustrating of other things? And I'll do the last part for you. Am I doing the hour one today? Don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Just because obviously the yesterday one I did last. I think it was around the afternoon, I think it was the last one I did.